Good day and welcome back to another World of Warcraft video. In this video, we're going to talk about crests and Valorstones, how you can get all the crests in Season 2, how the changes have been made to make it simpler, and basically, to cut a long story, the best way to farm Valorstones. Overall, they've made great changes in Season 2, so let's get to it. So let's talk about the biggest change with Season 2, which I think is incredibly good. In Season 2, Enchanted Crests, which you use to upgrade your gear, are all now available from a vendor. So before, Enchanted Crests, which players would use for crafting orders or for crafting their items, would only be available from enchanters. They've removed this now and made it so that it's available to earn via just exchanging your crests. And this is 100% a much better method. It is, to be simply put, far better, far simpler, and far easier. The vendor for which you can obviously procure these is located in Dornagal in the crafting section, Cyanite, and honestly, it's very simple. So if you need enchanted crests, this is the place to go. It makes life a lot easier. There are 4 rarities of crest that can be obtained in Season 2 of The War Within. Same as every other season, you have the weathered version of the crest, the carved version of the crest, the ruined version of the crest, and then the gilded version of the crest. The crests can be used to either obtain enchanted harbinger crests, which are used for crafting, or are used directly when upgrading pieces of gear. So if you were to travel to the gear upgrade vendor and try to upgrade your gear, the different crests will be utilized based on your rewards track. So for example, veteran gear will use weathered, then eventually it will use carved, whereas champion level gear will start out using carved and eventually move up to using ruined, and then obviously higher level gear will start out with ruined and move into gilded, which is the highest. So weathered crests are needed for adventure level gear and lower tier veteran gear. So adventure level 5 to 6, veteran level 1 to 4. Weathered Undermine Crests, basically you can upgrade your items in those tracks from 623 to 632. Weathered Crests can't really do much, but they can also get you the Weathered Enchanted Undermine Crest as well. Weathered Crests will drop from things like Raid Finder, they'll drop from heroic level dungeons, they drop from low level delves like tier 1 to tier 5, and also on top of that they drop from repeatable outdoor content. So that's things like farming search the price events, farming jobs in Undermine, farming rares, farming different side quests, daily quests, etc. It doesn't include the weekly caches, those drop a level above. Speaking of carved crests, so carved crests are the next level up. Carved crests can be obtained from weekly outdoor events, so those being your weekly radiant cache, your weekly defend the machine, your weekly theater troop, etc. These sort of events will drop obviously the chests that will give you those bonus items. Your weekly world boss, they will also drop from Mythic 0 content, normal level difficulty raids, delves tier 6 and 7, and also delvers bounties. But we won't talk about delvers bounties because you need to be using those in a very special way, and we'll talk about that. The carved crests can upgrade veteran track 5 to 8 and champion level 1 to 4, which includes all the way up to 645, item level from 632. So pretty good, pretty useful obviously. Next we have the ruined harbinger crests. So ruined crests can be used to obtain the enchanted ruined Undermine Crest. Ruined crests can also be used to upgrade gear from 649 to 658. That includes champion tiers 5, 6 to 8, and then hero 1, 2, 3, and 4, which is pretty good. Ruined crests drop from heroic level rating. Mythic keystone dungeons level tier 2 to 6. Delves tier 8 to 11, and then Delver's bounties tier 6 and 7. Again, refrain from looking at the Delver's bounties. It's not worth it to use them for this. Obviously, ruined crests are, I would say, relatively harder to obtain, but they allow you to get the Enchanted Rune Undermine Crest, and they generally are, obviously with them being the second highest rank, going to allow you to push your gear high to 658 level, which is really, really good. Then let's talk about the final ranking, which is the Gilded Undermine Crests. Gilded Undermine Crests are used to upgrade Hero Track Gear 5 and 6, and to upgrade Mythic from 1 to 6 as well. Gilded Undermine Crests can only be earned from basically the highest level of content. Mythic Raids, Mythic Keystone tier 7s and up, Delver's Gilded Stash for tier 11, so you'll see it's a different type of stash for tier 11. Delver's Gilded Stashes are basically the bountiful variant of tier 11 Delves, so you can't just, you know, do any normal tier 11. It has to be a bountiful version of tier 11. And from Delver's Bounties tier 8 and up. Now, Delver's Bounties are special maps that you find inside Delves, or you can buy an item that allow you to get them. You can watch my video on Delves if you need more information. Basically, Delver's Bounties guarantee you additional rewards should you complete the Delve. Using a Delver's Bounty on a tier 8 and up will net you a ton of crests. However, Gilded Crests are limited to, I think, 7 per week if you are running tier 11s. However, if you use the Delver's Bounty and complete a tier 11, you can get bonus Gilded Crests that do not count towards your cap from Gilded runs. And I think that's the case. Someone can obviously correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. So we spoke about crests, but as equally important with crests is Valorstones. Now Valorstones, there is a quest that will give you some starting Valorstones, which is great, and you should obviously take this. Valorstones can be obtained in quite a few ways. I think the best way to talk about it is to obviously go through all the methods. There are some that are better than others. But firstly, let's kind of cover what Valorstones are. So Valorstones are the material you'll use to upgrade. These drop from pretty much anything, completing certain quests, raids, dungeons, battlegrounds, arena matches, radiant echoes. It's just pretty much everything. It's really really any kind of content will drop them, but some are better than others, and we'll talk about that now. So in terms of obtaining your Valorstones, so just completing or finding treasures, doing world quests, doing objectives for Ashkahet and things like that, these will net you small amounts of Valorstones, 1, 5, 8, 10. Then you get your weekly sources. So for example, your theater troupe, you get your radiant cash, you get your awaken the machine, your odd glob of wax, which you can do at the ring of deeps, all of these different weekly quests. Rolling with the deeps, odd glob of wax, awaken machine, radiant cash, theater troupe, your special assignments. So if you look here, your special assignments, those also count for each zone. Your pinnacle caches that you get from your world soul quests and things like that. All of these give you a good chunk of Valorstones. And each week you should be getting close to 300 Valorstones. I think they all give around 48, 50, except for the Awaken the Machine, which gives you around 75. and the Art Glove of Wax, which gives you around 10. The big thing is now, obviously, Radiant or the Radiant Echoes events. So Radiant Echoes are the little orbs that you can find around the map, and anyone who's done these events will know that they give you some decent chunks of Valorstones and also resonance crystals. These used to be one of the best ways to get the various rewards, and they are still very good, but the Undermine has brought with it a ton of great ways to get different Valorstones. So the Undermine is actually currently one of the best methods of obtaining the Valorstones for the season. A lot of that is due to scrap heaping, so we'll talk about that and jobs. But so World Quests and Undermine, they obviously drop a fair chunk of rewards. Then you get the various rares, but one of the big things is all the different types of kind of mini game side content that you can do. So side gigs, for example, they give you 10 to 12, 4 quests per week, whatever. The Surge event, that gives you 50 per week, much like the other ones, okay, whatever. Chat tasks, which unlock at rank 13 of the Renown system, that gives you a ton, 250 per week, very big, very huge. But it's the shipping and handling that nets you the most. So scrapping is also a great alternative. For anyone who doesn't know, scrap heaping can generally net you anywhere from around about 10, 3 to 10, depending on how well you guys do in the scrapping. But the scrapping is very good if you attend a lot of scrap heaps. If you're trying to obviously get those mounts, it's really good for Valorstones. But it's the shipping and handling. By doing shipping and handling and just doing the different tasks, you can get a ton of Valorstones. So you can get quite a few Valorstones, anywhere between 1 to 2 per task, and this is one of the best ways of farming Valorstones right now. Getting here, doing your task, completing your task, and then basically earning the rewards from it is pretty huge in terms of being able to claim your rewards and build up Valorstones. I think some people have said that you can earn anywhere up to 240 Valorstones per hour this way, which I think is probably pretty generous, but is fairly good. So definitely Undermine feels like the best method, and doing jobs, especially during the surge price event, feels like the absolute best method. The last real method that you have is obviously dungeons. So dungeons, at least normal dungeons, give you around about 10 Valorstones. The last boss will give you around 15. Then of course heroics, that'll give you about 10, last boss 30, mythic 0, 10 and 30, and then mythic plus onwards you'll get 55 at completion, and then a bonus as well, so you'll get around about 80 per dungeon. That'll add up very quickly, and if you're someone who's running those dungeons a lot, it's not something you're going to be concerned about. It's the same with raiding. Raiding also drops a ton, each boss I think in the raid drops 25. So by doing the raid, you are going to grab a ton of Valorstones as well. It's not something you're going to struggle with if you're doing raiding and dungeoning content frequently. Farming Valorstones is more important if you're a solo player trying to farm them as quick as possible, because you're looking to upgrade, you're looking to create fractured sparks of fortune, you're looking to do all of those things. So how do you use those Valorstones? Well, Valorstones are used to upgrade your gear. So as you upgrade your gear, the higher the track, the higher the rarity, the higher the tier, the more Valorstones will be used. That's your first point of call. The second point of call is to craft fractured sparks of fortune. every two fractured sparks of fortune to create a spark of fortune will require 250 of these. So you'll go through a lot of them quite quickly, especially if you're crafting on a class, and trying to maximize your crafting and your gear there, which is obviously super important. Last but not least, let's just talk about crest discounts. So as you reach certain item level milestones, you will get a discount on crests for gear upgrades. So by discounts on crests, I mean here. So at the crest exchange, if you go here and you look at your crest transmutation options, you will get a discount on these bundle packs that you can use to obviously now get more crests to upgrade your character. These will kick in at different tier levels. So at 636 you'll get your first discount, 649 you'll get your second discount, 662 and 675. And this will help you to upgrade your gear in general. Obviously this only applies per character, does not apply to your account. So unfortunately it's a per character basis, it's not per account. And that is that. That should hopefully give you an idea on everything you need to know about crests and valorstones and how to farm them. Obviously, guys, if you're looking for the best way to farm crests, delves as a solo player is going to be the best method. Combining delves and delve bounty maps is going to be the best solo method, especially for crests, outside of doing things like raiding or Mythic Plus or Mythic Zero. Mythic Zero currently is excellent for farming a lot and even getting gear. On top of that as well, for valorstones, as I mentioned before, the Undermine is going to be your best bet. But that is that. That's it from me. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know if you did, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Till then, bye.